back-to-back first-time winners in the Cup Series. What's up, guys? It's me, Alan. I'm back. We've got a reaction to do. Wow. To think that 1 week ago at the Daytona 500, we were pissed at Christopher Bell from the big one, which was basically Kyle Busch got in the back of him, Bell got into the back of Almirola got into Bowman and spun, yada yada yada, to Christopher Bell gets by Joey Logano, outruns him to the finish, and wins his first career Cup Series race, or his first Cup win, in his second career start in the 20 car, a week after Michael McDowell got his first career win in the Cup Series in the Daytona 500. All I can say is, wow. Alright, let's review this. So, lap 2, so right out of the gate, lap 2, we get a caution for debris, tire carcass comes off, somebody's tire came off. Kyle Busch suffered some early damage. Michael McDowell's car apparently was having issues off the start, but he pits and it looked alright. Apparently he had a tire down to start the race, which is weird. And then as stage 1 goes on, Eric Jones suffers a flat left rear tire at one point. Brad Keselowski loses his left front tire and misses the front stretch chicane, so he has to pit. Keselowski, how does Keselowski finish 5th in this race when that man was missing turns in the dirt, brake checking all over the place? Just wow. Okay. Caution for debris late in stage 1. Master Benedetto suffered some significant right side damage at one point. Apparently Joey Gaze took no tires on the ensuing pit stops, gained like 18 spots. I'm not exactly sure where he restarted. It might have been something might have happened, but that just for that moment that was pretty kind of funny to see. Tyler Reddick and William Byron both suffered uncontrolled tire penalties. Off of that, 3 laps to go in stage 1. Brad Keselowski gets into the garage in one of the corners. A lot of brake checking going on, as I said before. Quinn Houff goes to the garage early with engine issues, and Chase Elliott takes home the stage 1 victory. Joey Logano finishes 2nd, Denny Hamlin 3rd, Keselowski 4th, Kurt Busch 5th, Kyle Larson 6th, Martin Truex Jr. 7th, Austin Dillon 8th, Kevin Harvick 9th, and Chris Buescher gets a top 10 stage finish today. And then on the pit stops going into stage 2, Ty Dillon gets a penalty for crew member over the wall too soon. Chase Briscoe had some early issues. He's had to stay on pit road during those pit stops to his team was looking under the hood, and we'll get back to that later because something pretty funny kind of happened. Then as stage 2 goes on, Ross Chastain, he wrecks from the infield portion onto the oval portion of the track, that transition area. Apparently it looked like Ryan Blaney actually dumped him, so we'll see what happens in the future there. But Chastain, his race is done apparently. Tyler Reddick apparently had issues with his diagnostics. His car stalled under caution, couldn't get the car refired, probably was saving fuel. Chase Briscoe suffers an uncontrolled tire penalty. Chase Briscoe loses some spots on pit road. AJ Allmendinger comes off pit road with the lead. How about that? Allmendinger did quite well today in the 16 car for Colwig Racing. That was pretty cool to see. Bubba Wallace, a little while later, had to pit for a tire rub and some left front damage. He didn't have, there were times like he was up towards the top 10 or top 15, but a lot of the race was spent back in the 20s. If you're going to give him shit for that, Bubba's he isn't that great on the road courses, so I wouldn't give him too much shit right now. Obviously Daytona did not go the way that he wanted last week with the 500 with the vibration late in the race, couldn't get his lap back. And then, of course, got involved in the late race big one on the last lap. So we'll see what happens the rest of the way through the season. And Denny Hamlin, part of 23XI and, still racing with Joe Gibbs, of course, he takes the stage 2 victory. Kurt Busch 2nd, Joey Logano 3rd, Christopher Bell in 4th, Martin Truex Jr. 5th, Chase Elliott 6th, William Byron 7th, Cole Custer 8th, Allmendinger in 9th, and Kyle Busch in 10th. And then Allmendinger gets caught for speeding on pit road too fast. And yeah. So, stage 3, 32 laps to go. Kurt Busch, he clips the curb, plows through the grass. This is going towards the International Horseshoe, I believe. He spins on that little, I guess you could say access road or whatever. You go into the International Horseshoe turn, there's the wide turn, but then there's this one right before in between two, a patch of grass and then a long stretch of grass. Well, he ended up over there, spins it around. He comes back out, keeps going. Race stays green, and then and then Kurt actually bumped Brad Keselowski in turn one just a little bit later, spun him out. Keselowski keeps going, so race stays green. Bubba Wallace had to come down pit road a little bit later to get his grill cleaned off, and he got a speeding penalty. Unfortunately, Anthony Alfredo cut a tire at one point, comes down pit road, then he gets a penalty, so he ended up a lap down. And then this is where things got a little interesting. And had this not happened, I'm not exactly sure we would have got the finish that we got to see. So basically, what happened was there was some rain that came in around 16 with about 16 to go. If you looked at the radar at the time, it was a really small blip. It wasn't much of anything, but it was sprinkling some spots. I think people were saying that over, from Chase Elliott's radio, that the wettest part of the track was like turn 2 or turn 8, one of the two of them. And and it wasn't even like the sky wasn't even fully clouded up. There was sun in a lot of areas. Florida weather, man. Florida weather. Matt Benedetto had to go to the garage to repair a brake caliper, and then with 15 to go, caution comes. NASCAR throws the caution for that rain, but then reports came out that it just about stopped. So, and then a bunch of guys came down pit road. Some stayed out. And it was interesting, restart to say the least. But a lot of people aren't too happy about that call because it feels like, some would say that it feels like NASCAR rigged it. Some would feel like, whatever, especially because Chase Elliott was in the lead. Honestly, that's just going to bring out a shit ton of conspiracy theories. And as far as I'm concerned, just don't believe it, man. I saw a tweet from Chris Knight that said, like, with the Xfinity and truck races, the same thing happens. If it is raining, even if it's on a dry track, NASCAR will throw the caution and allow teams to change to rain tires if they so choose to do so. So I think if it was any other driver in the lead, it probably wouldn't cause as much bullshit. But because Elliott's in the lead, I'm not going to be surprised if a lot of people, they go at NASCAR for it. It is what it is. But yeah, so on the restart, Tyler Reddick, he gets into the grass, gets into one of the signs, and then his car caught fire, so caution would come out for that. But before that happened, Chase, it looks like they were going 3 wide or something, and Chase Elliott ends up in the grass pit. He manhandled that car to keep it from hitting the signs and keeps it going. He mowed a camera down, though. Like, they showed it. It's like they just showed it. He just mowed it down. Caution comes out, though, with 12 laps to go because of Reddick's car catching fire. He ends up getting checked and released from the infield care center later on. So he's okay, but his race was done. And then Elliott, under caution, got up behind Denny Hamlin to get the grass off, so that helps. AJ Allmendinger apparently blows a tire under caution. This race felt really weird when it comes to tires because it seems like a lot of people were having tire issues. But it happened. And then, so we get on to the next restart. Martin Truex Jr. gets into Christopher Bell in turn 1, and Truex Jr. spins. Apparently he did not have a good restart there. Field gets a bit stacked up, but race day is green. Joey Logano leads with Kurt Busch right behind him. And then just a bit later, the caution comes out for Corey LaJoie. Fox didn't show what it was, but somebody did tweet it out. LaJoie ended up in the tire barriers in turns 5 and 6, so that's what brought the caution out, not what happened in turn 1, in case you missed that, because Fox did. And Chase Elliott looked like he had some front end damage from the stack up. Just a lot happened. Some guys pit. Then we get under the next restart, and going into the transition turn from the infield to the oval, Kyle Larson, he tried to pull a crossover move on Kurt Busch, it looked like, or something like that, and basically, it just slid into the tire barrier, which is a tough break because he was battling for like second or third there. He was having a really good day, and sucks to see it end that way for him, but that happened, so tough break for him. Austin Dillon, and then coming to the start-finish line for 7 to go, Austin Dillon, he gets down in the grass, and he hits it, and it's like the grass just sent his car, like, to the right or something, and he just somehow ends up door slamming Kyle Busch, who ends up It goes up track into the wall. Race stays green. You know, Busch just hit the the door or the wall with the right side of the car. But you get my point. And apparently Christopher Bell had a right front tire rub, but it would not impact him. Basically, so Elliott, or Chase Elliott, he bumps into Brad Keselowski going into the transition turn, and we have another transition turn incident. This time, basically what happened was he tried to pull a crossover move, but like the other way. Basically, when Larson tried to do it, he went under Kurt and then slid in front of him into the tires. Elliott tried to come down and go by Kurt or Brad Keselowski, but Hamlin was there, and Elliott got spun. But he got it back going and race stayed green. But yeah, and I know Elliott fans are gonna be like, that doesn't happen if NASCAR doesn't throw the early caution. Look, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Come on. Chase Briscoe's hood comes flying up. But it's like the way it was angled, it was on the roof, so he could still see past it or through it. But he ends up having to pit. Bubba Wallace spins in turn 1 at one point. He gets back going though. And then coming to the very end of this race, 2 laps to go, coming to 1 to go in the front straight chicane, Christopher Bell takes the lead from Joey Logano, and he outruns him and wins the race, getting his first career Cup Series victory. Wow. That's just awesome to see right there. And the fact of the matter that we have back-to-back first-time winners, Michael McDowell last week, and now Christopher Bell this week, that's insane. And quite frankly, that's going to shake the playoffs up big time. If you thought McDowell winning the 500 was going to shake it up, Bell winning this race is going to shake it up even more. And the thing is, this is why I didn't give anybody more than like 3 or 4 wins in the regular season when I did my predictions video a couple weeks ago, because I had a feeling we were going to see some first-time winners this year, or we were going to see a lot of guys win. Obviously, I picked Kyle Larson to get a win. I picked Chase Briscoe to get a win. A couple of others. Yeah, maybe not happening the way we expected it to, but what can I say? It's playing out in that sort of way where we're gonna see. I think we're really gonna see a bunch of winners. I don't think we're gonna see anybody really have what Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin did last year, winning 9 races in the regular season, or 8 or 9 or whatever. And I really think we could see a lot of first-time winners, or at least a few. I mean, obviously Bell just got his, McDowell just got his, Briscoe. Tyler Reddick has a chance to win next week at Homestead. That's one of his best tracks, if not his best track. And he ran really well there last season. So, in his rookie year, no less. So, honestly, I'm welcome to this. I'm loving this right now. This is awesome. This is what we want to see. First-time winners, great racing. I think the only issue with this race was the caution for rain. And I will sympathize with Elliott fans. Looking at that now, I'm not exactly sure that caution should have been thrown, but at the same time, I can understand why NASCAR did it, because it gives them the option to pit for rain tires. But at the same time, people would be like, oh well, then that just takes the strategy out of it. Come on, it is what it is. So Christopher Bell wins, Joey Logano finishes second, Denny Hamlin third, Kurt Busch fourth, and Brad Keselowski again. How does he have that bad of a race? Just he had issues all day long. Brake checking, having to lock it up on the brakes. Just he got in the grass a couple times, and he comes out with a top 5 finish. Wow. Other notables in the top 10. I believe Bowman finished in the top 10. Allmendinger got a top 10 there at the end. I think Preece and Buescher were up there as well. Pretty damn good race, I gotta say. I think this was definitely the best race of the weekend. The truck race, that was a shit show. I'm just putting it out there. The Xfinity race, that one was a pretty solid one. And this one right here. I don't know which one was better, the Xfinity or the Cup race. I think Xfinity by a little bit because of, again, the rain caution that probably shouldn't have been. But what can you do? And once once the race win version gets put up for Christopher Bell's car from this race, assuming it gets offered, go over to Circle B Diecast, and at checkout, if your order is over $20, use my code ANJJ for free shipping. Again, on orders over $20. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe for more content like this. I will see you all next time. Peace.